Hello YouTube, it is Chris here, and in today's episode we're going to be checking out the camping, hunting, and outdoor section and see what they have in stock this week. Holy moly, this pad thai from Backpacker's Pantry is easily the most calorie-rich, calorie-dense freeze-dried food that I've actually seen from them. Most of them range in the 290 to 310 category. That is, whew, man, you're rocking about 900 calories with that bad boy. That's pretty good. It's a government conspiracy. They're trying to infect our kids with the sodas. Oh, gosh. So this is absolutely no stranger to the internet and YouTube. However, I actually just picked this up, and you guys are going to be seeing that here next week. We did a $100 Walmart survival challenge. And this was my main filtration, given the fact that not only do I get an inline water filter, but I also got a squeeze bag and a cleaning kit built inside for only $19.99. For shelter and clothing repair, $1. So is this the key to the city? For only $9.84? Worried about a government shutdown and people going crazy and looting and rioting? That's how I'm gonna lock my door. $12. You ain't getting in. Really fun and super cheap life hack is you can take these medium grill trays that have looks like for a toaster oven, but they're $1.93. If you actually stick them upside down and then put tent stakes on the corners, and then you can actually use that as a grill to cook fish and food and have a portable impromptu grill / camp stove for like $4. Alright, so this is the 10-piece camp cook and dine set from Ozark Trail. It's 15 bucks. It's a 10-piece set. It's actually not bad given its price point. And if you want to see this and a bunch of other awesome freaking gear we're going to be using for a 7-day $100 survival challenge where we take this and several other pieces of gear out to the woods, you definitely got to miss that episode. For those moments where I want to reach out and cook my hot dogs from the tent. So I've always been interested in this folding saw by Ozark Trail. Only big reason is because it's only 10 bucks. Now, it's definitely not a Silky saw that you would definitely be rocking for 50 bucks, but could this be a worthy companion in the woods if you're on a super, super tight budget? So, the Sawyer Mini water filter is only... Come on. You know, for this only being a $3 canteen holding a full liter of water, which is actually not bad, I wonder how this would hold up in the woods for, I don't know, 5 to 7 days. Maybe you should find out when a 7-day Walmart survival challenge is coming up next week. So this is actually one of my most favorite cordages of all time. This is Tarde Set Line, Bank Line, Throw Line, whatever you want to call it. Reason being is you get 486 feet and it has a 235-pound tensile strength. Now some people like to go down to the comment section and argue with me that Paracord is better. And yes, in some aspects, I will agree with you. I find it very, very useful, and you're going to find out in my 7-day $100 Walmart challenge that it's amazing. But for $8.66, you get a bunch of cordage you can use to build shelters with. This cordage really doesn't stretch very well, and the tarred nature of this line, it helps it stick together, so it keeps it from getting frayed and just undone when you're actually tying really, really, really hardy knots. So a lot of people know in the camping, hunting, and outdoor section, there's a lot of paracord here. But actually, I would tell you not to go here, but I'd actually tell you to come here, because if you actually go and check out the prices, they're just a little bit cheaper. And I know that's pinching pennies, but when it comes to life and budgets, it's just the way to go. And this is my absolute favorite section, the knife section. I mean, why would this not be, as an outdoorsman, your favorite section? Now, if you want the super cheap knives because you're still playing in the kiddie pool, we got those for $4. Awesome beater knives you can use around the shop, your work, your garage, all that stuff. But when you want to take your knife game seriously, I'm just kidding, guys. We've got some Spyderco. We have the Gerber Center Drive. That's probably the coolest addition I've seen here. We also have the Prodigy, which is a very awesome sub $50 knife. We have the Cryo, the Fossil, the Ruger Hollow Point Plus Plea, which is a knife I actually really, really like a lot. And then there is a classic over here in the Ontario Rat 1. Do you know why these Hydra Lights are being clearanced out? Because they fucking suck. I literally reviewed these, one of the first, and yeah, they're no good. So for only $1, you don't have to suffer needlessly. You get this portable seat cushion. It looks like a rejected whoopee cushion. Something absolutely everybody should have in their vehicle is the auto safety kit. They're super cheap comparatively to not having something like that available. But do me a favor, replace that damn flashlight. There are a lot of awesome really high quality gloves to choose from. But if you don't put a lot of value into gloves, I would suggest at least these. They're only like $2 or $3. They are really comfortable, but they give you a lot of added grip and protection for your hands. Additionally, 2-for-1 special on this little clip is N95 mask from 3M. If you run into a situation where there is some smog or smoke and you're not exactly sure what you're going through and you don't want to breathe anything unnecessary, well, it's a no-brainer. So this Bostitch Backpack is actually designed for tools. Got a lot of stuff going for it, but man, this fabric and this build is super freaking rugged. And if you wanted like an EDC bag, a get home bag, or something smaller like that, this is a good find. The reason why, it's not really tactical, not super flashy, extremely useful, but it's only $15. Clearly, we all know duct tape is awesome, Gorilla Tape, what have you, but for those of you who want the best of the best, I'm actually not kidding. This TRex tape, I've been using it for the past few months. Holy freaking bejesus. This makes Gorilla Tape and duct tape look like freaking child's play. So a subscriber actually led me to this. This are shower liners, obviously shower curtains. But you can actually use this as a tarp shelter. They're actually gonna be thicker, tougher, and stronger, but already waterproof for an emergency shelter if you need it. And I'm not gonna lie, for the price point compared to some other shelters, that being like $9, that's a good deal. Now, I'm not necessarily suggesting you go out and buy these just for this purpose, given the fact they are like $2 for an 18 pack, so they are really cheap. It might be worth it to you. But washcloth are some of my favorite material to make char cloth out of, outside of old, worn out denim from jeans that either don't fit or they're just falling apart. Best char cloth material I've ever run into. So I build a lot of EDC kits you guys know and love. I'm pretty much popular for them given the fact that I do them all the time. I love experimenting with EDC survival kits. I like building and growing and learning. Like I said, that TRex tape from earlier, this is my favorite. It's 1 inch wide. You can take about 5-6 feet of this and pull it apart, flat fold it, and you have a bunch of some of the strongest tape I've ever seen on the planet. If you catch yourself in a bug-in scenario, like the power goes out, it's a storm, you lose running water, you run out of your stores of water, having things like hand sanitizer to keep sickness and illness at bay for a while until services come back on could be the difference. So by keeping one of these in your purse, in your backpack, in your survival kit, is a battery bank. Now that seems silly to a lot of people, but for the veteran prepper out there, it makes sense because for all of us have cell phones, we need to try to make it to help. You gotta walk, you gotta try to find better signal. That could drain your battery very quickly. And having the ability to have 2 extra full charges on the go could be the difference between you getting rescued very quickly or being stuck out in the bush longer than expected. If you're traipsing around and you make an oopsie out in the woods and your clothes rip or your backpack rips, there's a few things that I would call game enders. The game is over for you. If your shoes fail, your backpack fails, or your clothing fails, that could be extremely dangerous and deadly. So having an investment for $1.50 could save your wazoo. See what I did there? Though you can use paracord in this regard, having a spare pair of shoelaces, like I said, if your footwear fails, it could be game over for you. So having just a little bit pre-made, set aside, could be awesome. So this is actually a survival hack that I touched on about a year ago, is felt. Even if you have really good soles in your shoes, actually having a piece of felt slipped inside can not only keep your shoes and your feet a little bit warmer for 23 cents, but it can also make it more comfortable. Jute is always a good go-to, but 250 feet for a freaking $1.97? Yes, thank you. Now, don't forget, like I said in this video, we're going to have our 7-day, $100 Walmart Survival Challenge that is starting to air next week. But as far as that's concerned, zip ties are freaking incredible. Whether you need to just temporarily organize your gear that's in your pack or you need to hold and strap something down on the fly temporarily, these are awesome. And no trip to Walmart would be complete without learning the top 10 tips for urban survival in your survival magazine. If you're looking for a tool that's not too expensive, the brush axe is actually pretty freaking awesome. Not only will it provide some semblance of a machete, but it'll give you a little bit more power for taking out things like branches when you're working on a build project or shelter building. It's a pretty cool multi-tool you can use that will be able to fill quite a few roles if you're looking to go lightweight. So here in the magazine section, they have laminated waterproof road maps, and this is always good to keep in your car because if the grid ever goes down and navigation's kaput, knowing how to navigate on the road and travel to safety and evacuation could be important. Final item are rat traps. If you want to do some passive trapping to catch some small critters like squirrels, mice, field mice, chipmunks, things like that, having these in your kit can be a lifesaver. So I hope you guys enjoy this episode. Lots of tips and tricks and ideas available. And if you have some, definitely sound off in the comments. Don't forget to check out the 7-day Walmart $100 survival challenge coming next week.